All right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honor unto my apostles and others of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akyam that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. Shalom to you sisters that are out here as well. All right, back at it again. On my way back to the job. I'm going to do this lesson. And, I was listening to what inspired this, obviously, one, this quote, smiles and cries, for those that are familiar with the movie Training Day, when, was it Ethan Hawkins? I forget it, if I'm saying his name correctly, and Denzel. And they had a scene and he was basically going into smiles and cries about, basically, that's all you have. But I was listening to a song that had that in a clip, and it made me think of that. And I was like, damn, that's some real shit, So really just building in the spirit. This is an exhortation, more so, as the scriptures say, exhorting each other daily as we see the day approaching. Because, man, the truth of the matter is, you have to control your emotions. You gotta control both sides. It's not about being, when you're happy, you're looking to be sad, and when you're sad, you're looking to be happy. It's balance. But you should always be in control. You should never be letting one side get you out of character, get you out of pocket. That's why the scriptures speak heavily about the wise do scarcely smile. Does that mean that you never smile? No, but you're not a foolish person. Like I know a person, I'm not going to say who they are in this lesson, it's irrelevant. But I know an individual, this woman, and it's just like, from the time she gets up in the morning, she's just cackling. And the scriptures speak about the laughter of a fool is basically, it's annoying. So you have some people that are always in a sad place, which is off. And then you got people that are always in a happy place, which is off. All right, where wisdom is going to put you in a place of mourning, which is for the betterment of your mind. And that's why this lesson is for those that are in this walk of understanding. You got to control your emotions, the good ones and the bad ones. Because that's all we have is our smile, like as it says, smiles and cries. Being established. I speak about the book. I just did something the other day dealing with the Robert Greene's 33 Strategies of War, which most people are familiar with, 48 Laws of Power. But he also wrote The Art of Seduction. And when you go into that book as well, it speaks about a person that is content cannot be seduced. So you hear that? A person who is content, and the scriptures speak about contentment is basically godliness. That's because if I'm content in life, if I know I'm happy with just what I got, I'm happy with my car, I'm happy with my house, I'm happy. Scriptures say in Proverbs 30, give me neither poverty nor riches. You're right in the middle. You're content, right? You can't be seduced to sell out. They can't try to make you sell out with a steak dinner, because you're content with the food that is given to you, food that is convenient for you. You won't sell out. Same thing. If you understand that, hey, I got a car, get me A to B. Satan, when I'm speaking about Satan, I'm literally speaking to just the spirit of Satan. Now, he will use men in the flesh to fulfill these things, but he can't get you to sell out. You're content. You're in control. See, that's the power. That's what that's what like I said, I'm getting steam on this lesson because there's a lot of thoughts behind it, in the senses of this is where the control is. This is where your power lies. Your ability to control your emotions, to control your hot and cold. Nobody ever gets you out of pocket. All right? And I learned this from and this is not something that is just like, an overnight thing. I've witnessed this with my elders and my apostles and hell, specifically my camp leaders. You know, I've seen how they present themselves to the body. You wouldn't know the bullshit that they go through. Because why? They're in control of their smiles and cries. As a leader, you got to be in control of your happiness and your sadness. When you're sad, you really got to kind of understand sometimes that it's like, man, I'm not even going to push this on others. I'm just going to eat it. Scriptures speak about bearing your cross. Right? He that hateth not. These are all wise scriptures that are putting you in a mental space of protection, really. Because see, maybe nobody told you this, but this world knows how to manipulate you and take advantage of you once they see which way you are. See, a person that's in the middle, content, controlling these things as I'm speaking to, you'll never get a read on them. And that's the scariest person, because there's a level of mysteriousness there that you can't figure out how to throw them off their game. And see, brothers and sisters as well, you need to understand, this is a cold game that we're in. This is a dirty world that we're in. Everybody around you is always looking for a way to take advantage of you. That's the bitterness. You could take what I'm saying and be on some, you're being negative, but that's truth. Your kindness. If your kindness can be taken, people are like, yo, people take kindness for weakness. Yeah, nigga. If you're not in control of your kindness, then it's not fucking kind. See, I'm on my way to my job. And there are cases where there are people that, hey man, I'll go the distance for you. Because I see that, I'm talking about strangers. I'm on a job. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? I got you. Come follow me. I'm going to help you. They be like, oh. But then there's times where it be like, hey, you know what, man? Fuck this person. You can't always be in one way. Everything that you have, good, even the good of you can be used against you if you're not thinking about it from the element that it can be taken advantage of. Your kindness, your loyalty. Your loyalty can be taken advantage of. All of these elements. All right? You people are weird, man. That's why a lot of you people, you just gotta, this isn't for you foolish ass people, man. All right? Hey, shalom, brother. Hey, Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh the city. Hey, that's beautiful. The water. Yes, sir. See? You got to be able to rule your spirit. Rule your spirit. Rule your, because what is your spirit deal with? Your emotions. Because see, all your emotions aren't bad. And that's another thing too. Everybody be like, yo, you can't be emotional. Well, when you look into it, there's hundreds of emotions. All right? There are hundreds of emotions. Emotions aren't just simply you're happy, you're sad, you're mad, you're angry. No, there are hundreds of emotions. Yeah, I'm getting the fuck off this highway. All right? But what happens with a lot of us, including myself, even the fact of me speaking on this, is because I have learned this about myself, is this is where, hey, being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, these mind states put you in a mental place to control your emotions, to understand you are in this dirty world. You're in this cold world. You're in this world that's looking to fucking take you off the map. You understand that? I hope that's what I'm getting this message over, is to understand that everybody around you is looking for a way to use you. All right? Scriptures speak about us being amongst briars and thorns. All right? Hey, Jeremiah speaks about trust ye not a brother. Right? Because why? Does that mean that you just gotta walk around with this nasty stank attitude of I don't trust nobody, yo. Hey, I don't trust nobody. No. That's how simple rap niggas talk. What does it mean when about the fact of about basically not trusting a brother? You gotta be mindful of all the antics that are being at play. See, I guess this is coming from me. I've been watching the Wire on HBO. You know, they basically the live HBO. They're playing it. So you know, I've watched the Wire. I've watched the Wire probably completely through, damn near 10 times at this point in my life, right? And what you get from the show is hey, what did Jay-Z say? I'm rambling to a certain extent, but I'm in the spirit of it. Politics as usual. Politics are always being played. You always got to be mindful of this stuff. All right? When you read the scriptures about Yahweh Shai, everybody always speaks on that. There's only one time in the scriptures where you see Yahweh Shai lose his cool. One time. For the most part, I'm just speaking from the element of, you know, hey, some of y'all are more scholarly. You could probably pull something, then I'm like, hey, I stand corrected. But what I'm speaking to is, when I think about Yahweh Shai, I think of an individual, a man that actually had rule over his spirit. He controlled his emotions. When those centurions came to grab him up, he controlled his emotions. When people were provoking him, were talking shit about him, he controlled his emotions. When the disciples, as he prophesied, left him and he was by himself, he controlled his emotions. And that's really the biggest. That's really half the battle that we're in. The prophecies are prophesying. The prophecies are going to fulfill themselves. Right? The MOTB is going to come when it comes. The World War III will come when it comes. All of these elements will come when they come. But what is our everyday to day business? What are we experiencing? What is the Lord really trying to teach us here? Proverbs 16, to have rule over our spirit. See, you got to have control. Man, because see, I'm going to tell you this in the spirit as well. You're going to have bad days. I know that sounds so simple, but see, a lot of us, including myself, you think that just because you got the wisdom that means that every day is going to be good. No, the Lord is going to throw you into fucked up predicaments and situational ships to see how you handle it, your emotion. How do you handle your spirit in this? That's what stress is. The Lord is stressing your spirit to see how you handle it. Everything. Some men get a little too much good and they just can't. They can't let it go. It takes them off the deep end. Some men experience a little bad, and then the bad is just, I can't handle this. And then they go off the deep end. You see? But that's the battle. That's literally why we are here. For those that are sincerely serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we are genuinely learning how to control our emotions. The Lord is never not in control of his emotions. I might do another lesson on this subject matter, but dealing with the fact of we are on a crash course from boys to men and men to gods. And what separates gods from these humans, the human experience, is humans make emotional mistakes. Are we going to make emotional mistakes? Absolutely. But the Lord is requiring more from us because he's pushing us to godhood. All right. Psalms, what is that? Psalms 82. That ye are gods. We are gods. The Lord is never out of pocket. Yahweh, but why Yahweh Shai is never out of pocket with his emotions. There's never a time where Yahweh had to come back and, hey, you know, I got to clean that up because, you know what, I kind of overreacted right there. You know what? No. He's solid. He's sound. He's perfect. Be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven is. That's part of the perfection. Being perfect is not necessarily being all knowledgeable. See, that's another thing. A lot of us, we get caught up on this race to just absorb knowledge because we think that this is a sword swinging match to see who's the most knowledgeable. There's a lot of men that are filled with a lot of knowledge. I'm talking about within the spirit, within the Israel, but have no control over their spirit, have no rule over their spirit, have no rule over their emotions. You get mad at something, you just mad. Now you destroying shit. Now you beating up shit. And I don't even want to, and the Lord knows I am not a hypocrite in this. I fuck up here myself. That's why I'm speaking on it. So I'm not coming off as if I got it. I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm teaching so that hopefully this helps somebody else that may need these words. That's what I'm here to do. That's it. We aren't perfect. We won't be perfect until Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh give us those new bodies. But that doesn't give us an excuse to make imperfect mistakes all the goddamn time. The Lord gonna put anger in you. The Lord gonna put these things in you. But it's of the spirit. But you just, hey, you know what? I spoke, 333 right in front of me. We're learning to get an understanding. That's what threes mean. To get an understanding of all of these things. That's where it comes in accountability and taking responsibility for your actions. Hey, man, you know what, man? I kind of did overreact in that situation. I got to check that shit. But it comes with understanding that, hey, man, every day it's going to be some bad days, man. You're going to have some bad days. And you're going to have some stressful days. You're going to be stressed the fuck out. You're going to be angry. But the scriptures say, be angry, but sin not. Sometimes we got to check ourselves. Always in frame of checking ourselves and the understanding of like, man, I gotta control myself. Because these people don't. Prisons don't close down. Prisons don't go out of business. Prisons don't have opening and closing hours. You understand what I'm saying? Prisons are always 365 days, 24/7 of people. Because why? People are always not controlling their emotions. People are always losing their cool. People are always doing without thinking. You got to think before you act. That's what the scriptures is teaching us as well. But hey, at the end of the day, for those that this message is for, they will get it. I don't got nothing. All right. All right. Those that have it, that are on this path, will work on these things. Some of us, certain emotions plague us differently than others. That's what I say. That whole idea of you can't be emotional in this thing. Well, yeah, but you gotta understand there are a lot of emotions, man. There's a lot of emotions, man. Emotion is just not, it's just not four emotions. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry. No, those aren't, it's not just three emotions. You know what emotion gets me? You know what emotion be fucking me up? And I'm gonna say this in closing, because this probably fucks up a lot of us. Being irritable. Being irritated. That's an emotion. See? I be irritated as people irritate the fuck out of me. But I gotta work on that. See? These people, you be like, man, these stupid ass people, these stupid ass conversations, the folliness of this place. I get irritated. I get very irritated. All right? But I understand that I have to have more patience. So you know what I gotta do? I gotta pray for more patience. I gotta work on my patience. I gotta work on these things, as all of us do. Because it's like I say, it's not just one emotion, man. It's not just anger, or, yeah, a lot of these emotions lead to other emotions, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to control whatever emotion that is kicking your ass. All right. Hey, some brothers, happiness gets the best of you. Happiness, sad, man. I'm just sad. Yeah, I get it. I do. But you got to combat that shit, brothers and sisters, because that's what this place is doing. This place is trying to fuck with our emotions. It's trying to put us in bad spaces. It's trying to throw us off our games and keep us in bad positions through our emotions. All right? So with that, I'm going to close this up. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.